Have you ever noticed how the biggest shifts in life rarely make a sound? When people are hurt, they often scream, they slam doors, they make threats, they demand to be heard. We are taught to believe that anger is the ultimate sign of an ending. We think that as long as someone is arguing with us, fighting with us, or trying to explain their pain, they are still there. And they are, because loud exits are rarely true goodbyes. A loud exit is actually a plea. It is a desperate attempt to see if anyone cares enough to pull them back. It is a cry for attention, a final test to see if the relationship can be saved. But the smartest people do not leave this way. They do not slam doors. They do not make scenes. They leave so quietly that by the time you realize they are gone, they have already traveled miles away in their minds. True intelligence understands the economy of energy. When a smart person decides to walk away, whether from a toxic friendship, a draining job, or a relationship that has run dry, they don't waste their breath on a final argument. They know that closure doesn't come from forcing someone else to understand. It comes from within. So they simply turn the key, step out into the night, and let the silence speak for them. Why do the wisest among us choose a silent exit over a loud confrontation? Because they have learned a painful truth about human nature. You cannot fix a problem with the same people who created it. Before a smart person walks away silently, they usually give countless quiet chances. They observe, they watch patterns, they give you the opportunity to change, to listen, or to respect their boundaries. But they do this without making a speech. They do not warn you. They simply watch how you treat them when you think they aren't paying attention. And when they finally see that the situation is unchangeable, a switch flips inside them. The emotional attachment dies. When a person reaches this point, anger vanishes. Indifference takes its place. They realize that arguing is a form of investment. It means you still care enough to spend your energy trying to change the outcome. But when a smart person is done, they withdraw that investment entirely. They don't block your number in a fit of rage. They simply stop answering with depth. They don't delete you from their life with a grand gesture. They just stop showing up. They fade out like a dying radio signal. To the untrained eye, it looks like they gave up suddenly. But in reality, their silent departure is the final step of a very long, very calculated process. It is the maturity that knows when an explanation is no longer worth the air it takes to breathe. There is an immense amount of power in a quiet exit. When you leave loudly, you leave room for manipulation. You invite others to defend themselves, to make false promises, or to drag you back into the cycle. A loud exit keeps you tethered to the past, but a silent departure leaves no loose ends. It is absolute. It is the realization that your peace of mind is worth more than having the last word. The smartest people don't need the satisfaction of winning an argument. They find their satisfaction in protecting their inner world. Walking away silently is not an act of cowardice. It is an act of supreme certainty. It means you have accepted the reality of the situation, and you no longer need anyone else's permission or validation to move forward. You don't need them to admit they were wrong. You just need to be gone. In a world that constantly tells us to react, to shout, to post our grievances, and to prove our point, choosing silence is a rare strength. It is the ultimate boundary. It says, you no longer have access to my energy. The city below is waking up now. The streets will soon be filled with noise, voices, and endless activity. Everyone will be trying to be heard, trying to prove their worth, trying to dominate the conversation. But remember the lesson of the quiet exit. The people who truly know their worth don't need to shout it as they leave. They simply pack their bags, close the book, and walk into the morning light. Let the world keep its noise. Your peace belongs to you.